Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
If you don't speak up about what you're doing, if you don't share your accolades, if you don't promote what you're doing, one, no one else is going to do it for you. But two, you're doing a disservice to the people you created your product or your service or your offering for, because they can't find you if they don't know about you.
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on visibility strategies for women entrepreneurs. If you want to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice and business, you're in the right place. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Marcia Spurk, and I'm your host, professional singer and visibility strategist. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode.
Professional moms, if you're juggling work, mom guilt, and nightly debates about discipline, meet The Calm and Connected Parent by psychotherapist Todd Sarner. An attachment-first roadmap to unity and calmer homes. Out now. Visit transformativeparenting.com and click New Book at the top for bonuses, details, and updates starting today.
Hi, KJ. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Love being here.
Yes, I am so excited to talk to you because I know you're all about the visibility. I'm all about the visibility, so this will be a fun conversation. Why don't you kick us off and tell us who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is KJ Blattenbauer. I am a publicist with nearly 30 years of experience helping cool people and bold brands get the recognition they deserve so they can sell their product, sell their service, get people into their location, or just achieve their dreams.
Amazing. Well, I love me a good backstory, and you've said you've been doing this for decades. I would love to know how you got started, and then we'll get into the challenges along the way, all of that. But give us the behind the scenes scoop.
Sure. I was born to do publicity, I think. My friends and I joke about it. I'm from a very small town where you learn very quickly everything you do is everyone else's business. And so if you want to spin the story in your favor, you have to learn how to move that public perception very early on. I was also heavily involved in sports. And when you're on a team, you want to be everyone's hype girl, right? You're cheering people on, you're getting people motivated, you're doing all the things. So I feel like I had a very rah hype girl lifestyle from birth, right? Between the small town, the sports teams. By the time I got to college, I, one, was the girl who always had the report card that said, talks too much, probably would learn more if she would listen. And got to college and was like, what career can I make where you talk too much? And so everyone's like, well, go to law school. But it sounded so boring. And the classes I took were so boring. And I took a couple communication classes and I just fell in love with public relations. I thought I was going to be lounging with celebrities and having cocktails by the pool and live a very Sex and the City lifestyle. Spoiler alert, not what I'm doing in my day-to-day. But I get to talk about people and I get to help them achieve their dreams. And I get to see cool things before the public does and share stories. And I love what I do every day. Every single day, I get to help people get their first press hit, get on their first stage, get their first marquee, get out of a sticky situation where they almost maybe needed a hand or felt a little bit hopeless. Just see them finally get the recognition all their blood, sweat, and tears and hard work deserves. And I love it. I will never do anything else.
Oh, that is so cool. And I love how you thought, what is a profession I can go into that, I have to talk a lot.
Right. I can't be quiet. I can't sit still. What can I do with myself?
That is so good. Okay, now tell us how you got to the point of starting the business that you have today. What was the journey like to then saying, I'm going off on my own and I'm doing this thing?
I'm an accidental entrepreneur. So I started in international PR with public relations agencies, big, small. Then I went to corporate for US Bancorp. I did a stint with Dow Chemical and crisis communications. I went to Lifetime Fitness because I wanted to work on fun, cool things. And somewhere along the line, it was freezing cold in Minnesota. I was going through a divorce and I decided I needed a change. If I'm going to do anything, making the leap now. And so I moved to San Diego where I knew no one. I'd been twice to work an event. So like maybe 2 weekends of my entire life. Moved into an apartment, sight unseen, highly do not recommend. And I got to California. I'm like, I'll just figure it out when I get here. Like, I'll find a job. I'm highly employable. But it turns out that California is it doesn't compensate you very well, even if you're skilled. Like, it's very expensive to live on the coast. And so I got there and I thought, I'll just call people. I'll just call people I know or I've worked with or competitors, cool things I want to do and say, hey, you got any project work? And I'll just do project work until I can find something. And by the end of that first week, I had 13 clients that needed more than just project work. And I'm like, well, now I have a business. And so that was almost 14 years ago. That's how I started Hearsay.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. The power of connections and just asking for things,
Right.
right?
If you don't get what you don't ask for.
Absolutely. And just having the courage to put yourself out there, which is everything that you do anyways for your clients too. So I love that. Tell us more about the clients that you work with. I know you mentioned different spots and different things that you're able to accomplish for them. Tell us who typically comes to work with you, and then I want to hear some stories.
I typically work with anyone who feels like the underdog, or they feel like they're doing great work. They have so much to offer. They should be the known name in their industry, and they're being overlooked because someone else is louder or out there more. I help, it's usually called expert PR if you're in the industry. Other PR people will call me an expert publicist. I work with interior designers, authors, artists, entrepreneurs like you and myself. Just get their names out there and showcase what their expertise is. Whether you're offering a service or a product, the tenets of PR are the same. You're putting yourself out there, you're telling people what you're passionate about, and you're doing it in a way that speaks to them that they can understand. And so I like to say I work with cool people and bold brands because no day is the same. And I truly think PR can help anyone across any industry, whether you're zero starting out side hustler or you're a 6 or 7 figure earner.
Okay, I love that. I love the tagline too. Cool people and bold brands.
Yeah.
That encompasses a lot and sounds cool. So
Right? It makes me sound like I'm real fun to hang out with, and that's what I like.
yes, absolutely. Now, in speaking about getting more visible out there with your brand, talk to us about the difference between visibility and going viral. Because at this day and age, there's a lot of that. TikTok, right? How many followers, how many views, whatever.
Mhm.
Tell us what the difference is and what we should actually be looking for. What is actually something important for our growth in terms of visibility?
Well, I think going viral is a moment, like it's a brief moment in time. Smaller and smaller every day as our spans get smaller. But I think being visible means being recognizable. And that's a whole position. Like once you're recognizable for life, right? I think recognition means that the right people know your name. They understand what you stand for, and they quickly can be like, oh yeah, Marta, she's the one that does that. That's the person you have to go to. It's not about chasing the algorithms or hoping a post pops and this is the one that finally, like this, I'm going to make it after this one, It's about consistent strategic exposure where your message, the expertise, and your point of view, it just shows up in the same way over and over and over again across platforms, rooms you're in or not in, and conversations. And I think most of us as women feel invisible, but we're not doing anything wrong. We're just scattered trying to do all the things. You're posting one thing, you're pitching another thing, you're networking without a real clear narrative. And I think when you tighten the story and you repeat it intentionally, you don't need to make more noise. You need fewer messages said more powerfully in better places. And I think visibility works when familiarity meets your credibility, right? Like if you're credible with your messaging, if it's clear and understandable, if people are familiar with you, you've achieved the recognition you need. That's recognition, and that's what's going to drive your sales, your referrals, your authority, speaking opportunities. Like sky's the limit once you get the right kind of visibility.
Oh my gosh, so many amazing golden nuggets there, but I loved what you said about having the right people see your thing. Because with the whole going viral, it's a lot of people, so the numbers may look amazing and glamorous, but it may not be the right people, especially for entrepreneurs that would be buying your product or investing in your services. So what good does it do? Instead, focusing on being visible with the right people. Now, something that I know with working with visibility is that at times people feel like they need more confidence to then invest into getting out there or putting themselves out there more. What do you think about that? Or is it the opposite? Putting yourself out there will build that confidence. What do you usually tell clients if they come to you like that, if that happens at all?
Well, I think we have to look at the pattern first, right? Like take a step back and look at the pattern. And I'll use myself as this example, right? It usually hits when a woman, or me in this case, you hit a pattern. You're capable, you're experienced, you're respected, but you're hesitant to speak up. You don't want to pitch yourself because you're worried about what other people would think. You don't dare raise your prices because you don't want to chase away the clients you have, even though you know you're worth more, and it becomes this bitterness cycle. And you're really afraid to take the spotlight because, again, you're worried about what other people think. And it's not insecurity. It truly is not insecurity. It's just confusion. Like you don't know where to start So you start nowhere. And I think when you don't have clarity on your positioning, your value, or your lane, you're going to second guess every single thing. Like your nervous system is literally going to go into chaos.
Yeah.
But I think once you get clarity and it clicks, I think confidence comes immediately after that, almost immediately after that, because now you know what you do, you know who you do it for, and you know why it matters. And there's nothing for you to apologize anymore. You don't care what other people think. You know what you do, who it's for, why it matters. And I feel like that shift, once you make it, once it clicks, it's fast and it is very measurable. Like stronger messaging, higher quality opportunities, cleaner sales conversations, shorter closes to sales, and and fewer like maybe clients, fewer of those wishy-washy on the fence clients. And I think clear women stop chasing validation. And I think they start choosing the rooms they want to be in, and then they get invited to be in better ones.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love the reframe of it's not insecurity, it's really confusion.
Yeah.
So having that clarity really opens up so much more. So that's a great reframe. And you spoke about opportunities. So when people think PR, I know there are a lot of misconceptions because people don't know what they don't know and they confuse it with marketing. What are some overlooked opportunities that you think women don't even know that are waiting for them out there? Some simple things maybe, or just that are around that they're not taking advantage of right now to.
Sure. Yeah. Like you said, PR has a PR problem. It does a horrible job of explaining itself on purpose. Like they want to keep it a mystery so PR agencies can keep charging you the big bucks. But really at the basis of it, public relations is telling people what you're passionate about in a way that they can understand it. So when you're not in the room, they explain it to other people the way you want it explained. And so I think the first thing to do is look at your existing proof, right? Client wins, past roles, results you've normalized. You're sitting on authority and treating it like background noise instead of leverage. You spoke on this stage, put it everywhere. You won this award, put it everywhere. You've appeared here, here, and here. Those proof points should be smacking people in the face on your website, on social media, in posts, every time you talk, all the time. And so I think the first thing is leverage your existing proof. The second would be use borrowed platforms, right? Podcasts, panels, media quotes, guest teaching. You don't need to build a massive audience to be visible. You need access to audiences that already trust someone else, right? It's faster, it's smarter, it's more profitable, and it helps you reach an audience you might not have known otherwise, right? Like I have a book coming out soon. I'm not launching my own podcast, trying to build my own email list, running myself ragged to grow all the things for me. I'm going where the experts are. I'm borrowing podcasts like yours and your audience to talk about what I'm doing. One, because it's fun just to talk about what I'm passionate about, right? But also because I want to help other people. And if I want to help other people, I have to go to audiences that aren't mine. And so being on podcasts like this, being in magazines, speaking on a few stages, use the borrowed platforms that are already there. You do not need to recreate the wheel. And I think the third thing would be to have a defined point of view, right? Expertise alone is not going to cut it anymore. The work doesn't speak for itself. The women who grow the fastest are the ones that are going to take a stance, articulate their belief very clearly, and say something specific. Safe messaging in this day and age is going to totally blend in, but clear perspective, that stands out every single time. And those are the people that are going to get paid. And I want to be very clear. When I say clear perspective stand out, I'm not saying that you have to take a contrarian stance. I'm not saying you have to pick the hill you want to die on. I'm saying when someone asks you about AI, when someone asks you about what you're good at, when someone asks you about your product, be very clear about your perspective of what you do, what you offer, and what the future holds. People aren't going to forget that because at the end of the day, visibility is not about trying harder. It's about positioning smarter. When women stop trying to be everywhere and start being unmistakable, the whole world is going to change for them. If you want help tightening that clarity and turning it into real recognition, define point of view, a borrowed lane, and leverage the expertise that you already have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, these are so good. I do want to go back to I'm a huge proponent of that one, but I get some pushback at times from clients, which is plastering about your accomplishments and what you've already done everywhere. If you did get a media hit or whatever, talk about it. It doesn't have to be just that day or the day after. Every year when that date comes about, you could be talking about it, or every other time.
Yeah.
What are, and I do want to talk about the award as well, because I'm excited for you winning an award recently. I want to hear about that more. But what do you say to the women that are like, oh my gosh, but I don't want to be talking about myself so much. I don't want to be, this was 2 years ago. How could I? What do you typically say? And do you get this pushback too?
Hey, let me ask you a question. Would you like to be my next guest on the Empowered Woman podcast? Do you have a story you'd like to share? Want more visibility for your business on a show ranked in the top 0.5% in the world? Well, then head on over to martasburke.com/podcast guest for more information.
So I think as women, we're taught that the work is going to speak for itself, or that the award, the recognition, the thing, everyone will just see it, recognize it, whatever, move on to the next thing. Yep. We're taught to be seen, but not heard, we can achieve something. We can't achieve all the things. Don't shine too bright, little starlet, that sort of thing. And I think it's a shame because women make up more than 50% of our small businesses. They're starting to lead our C-suites finally, right? They do so many cool things. We do so many cool things as women, but we're so afraid to be boastful or braggy when a guy will talk all day long with audacity when he knows nothing. And that guy's assertive and a go-getter and a leader. And I think it's reframing how we think about that. You went into business, you started something, you created a product because you're passionate about it, because it helped something that you needed and couldn't find somewhere, or it helped someone you loved that you couldn't find there. You are doing what you're doing as a service to others to help others because the path was hard for you. If you don't speak up about what you're doing, if you don't share your accolades, if you don't promote what you're doing, one, no one else is going to do it for you. But two, you're doing a disservice to the people you created your product or your service or your offering for, because they can't find you if they don't know about you. And if they're on the fence, it takes 8, 9, 19 touches before someone's going to buy from you. Use those proof points. If you spoke on a stage, if you are a TEDx speaker, you are always a TEDx speaker. I don't even care what TEDx it is or what year the TEDx was. You did something that kicks ass. You tell the world, you're featured in Forbes 30 under 30. I don't care if you're 67, you better still be talking about how you were 30 under 30, right? And I think that's the borrowed lane. That's the leverage point. Yeah. You can say all day long that you're an amazing speaker, but until other people also vet that, you've won the awards, you have the accolades, you have the articles to back that up. Now everyone knows you are because you have that seal of approval. But no one knows that if you're in a vacuum, not talking about it. So you can stay hidden forever and not talk about it. That's an option. And I give that option to my clients. You can watch someone else achieve every single thing you want and get the recognition and watch the spotlight land at your toes while it shines super bright on someone who might not know what they're talking about, might not deserve it, might not be the right person for the audience you want to serve. Or you can just step a little bit into it, dip your toe more and more every time, and get the recognition you deserve, get the sales you deserve, get the attention you deserve. And it's not about wanting to be a Kardashian or being famous for famous sake. It's about getting visibility and authority to help serve the people you went into business to serve anyway.
Yeah. Oh, this is so good. This needs to be on repeat. Just that segment right over there. People can go and listen to it every day when they're afraid of being too much, shining too much, or becoming a Kardashian, right? It's like all or nothing mentality too. If I do this, then... Anyway, well, I love that. I do want to talk about your book, and congratulations on winning an award recently for Speaker of the Year. That is so exciting. With being in the industry for as long as you have, I'm sure you've received lots of different accolades and awards. But tell us more about the book. I'm excited.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was very kind. The book, Pitchworthy, comes out January 2026. I am so excited about this book. I want to make PR accessible for everyone because I truly believe whether you are doing it yourself and you have a side hustle after your 9 to 5, or you're a 6 or 7 figure earner, you should know the basic tenets of public relations. Whether you want to do it yourself and you're bootstrapped and you can't spend money on a publicist, or you're hiring a team, I don't want you to fall for the smoke and mirrors. But I also know that PR can help anyone achieve what they want, and it's free. After you buy the book, you don't have to You don't have to pay a single dime. You can get on TV for free. You can get on a stage for free. You don't have to pay to be on someone's podcast. You're leveraging someone else's platform to share your message. And so my book walks you through everything from what PR is, how you find your audience, how you find those free platforms, free tools that can help you get to those platforms faster. And then it covers things like, what do you do with negative reviews? How do you handle the trolls? And because I'm me, it's a pep talk about how if you don't want to step into the spotlight, hey, here's some ways to reframe that. I don't like being in the spotlight. I don't like getting up on stages, but I do it because it comes from a place of service and I want to help people. And so I've taught myself over the years how to get past my insecurity, my lack of coordination, the chaos that's internal for me because I didn't have a plan. And it goes through everything from what PR is to how you have a plan when you're not sure you want to step on that stage or you want to get on that podcast or you want to be on that TV interview. And so it's half workbook, half pep talk, half educational pamphlet of all things PR.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so juicy. I'm so excited for it to come out. People need to stay tuned. In the meantime, while it's not out, because I know we're recording this a few weeks before, about a month before, you do have some resources that people can get plugged in, and I'm assuming also be on your email list to get notifications about the book.
Yes. So if you go to hearsaypr.com/freebie, I have 3 amazing downloads for you. One is called Headline Your Life, and it helps you find your story. Like, this is what you should be talking about your business. I also have a pitch kit when you're ready to pitch, makes it easy for you to turn and burn and get your information out there. And then my latest download is called PR Before Payroll, because I think so many people look at promoting themselves after they've done all the things. But the truth is, public relations is top of funnel. If you want to have a business, if you want to get noticed, if you want to sell your services, people have to know about you. So here's how you do it. Starting with nothing, $0, promote your business. And so I have those 3 freebies. I'd love everyone to go download.
Amazing. I'll make sure and put that in the show notes. Sounds great. And I know you have a special offer as well for listeners. Tell us more.
I have a special discount for listeners, and I have to be honest with you, I'm not sure what the code is. So
it's Empowered, and I'll put that in the show notes, but it's Empowered.
It'll be in the show notes, but I have a special discount for listeners. So I want everyone to be able to take advantage of public relations services. And so, if a little discount helps you take that leap a little faster, happy to provide.
Yes. And it really shows how passionate you are about this and how much you know after all these years, how PR can really help somebody get on out there and serve the people that they're meant to serve, right? That's what it's all about at the end. I know, I love that you connect it back to the service or doing a disservice when you're keeping yourself small. It's really all interconnected. I love that. Now I asked about some client stories because I love me stories. Again, what are some, or one that stands out to you or top of mind or whatever, that you supported recently or in the past? I don't know, whatever comes to mind. I'm curious.
Sure. I have an interior design client out of Kansas City, Missouri. And she is, for interior design, if you're not on the East Coast or the West Coast, you are a no one to the world of interior design. It doesn't matter how talented you are. If you're in a flyover state, there aren't publications that really cover you regionally. And so she is doing amazing work. Like, these marble kitchens are just marble sliding spice panel. It's just so beautiful. I would never even want to cook in it. It's a work of art. She's so talented. She couldn't even get press locally because she was priced out of her area. It was a little too fancy for Midwest. And so her messaging wasn't in order. We got together the first week, we worked on her messaging. The second week, I was pitching her to her local publications. By the third week, she had 2 features in her local publications. And by our 5th week, she had her first national piece. And as a result of that national piece, she had a wait list that became 6 to 7 months long. We kept it going, and within 3 months of working together, her wait list was 2 years. She was able to double her rates. We've been together for 4 years now. She's tripled her team. She's quadrupled her earnings. They've had to add virtuals because she literally can't see enough people in person, and she's traveling all over the world designing kitchens. From I can't get coverage, don't know what my story is in Kansas City to marble manufacturers and marble granite people are flying her to Milan so she can pick it out in person. It's great. It's just great. And she so deserves it. She's so talented. And it's fun to see, just get your messaging clear, get a plan in place, how far it can take you.
Wow, that is incredible. I love that so much. And how rewarding for you as well to see that, like you said, the talent that is just hidden somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, clients are family to me, and I just like I want to see everyone achieve their dreams. Like I would hope the same people would do the same for me. I put myself in other people's shoes. I just want to see you achieve your dreams. You're working really hard. Let me help you get there faster. Like it's no skin off my game to help you get there faster. It doesn't dim my light. Like a rising tide is going to lift all boats. If I can help you get from point A to point B faster, I will insert myself into your life and make it happen.
Oh, that is so good. I love that so much. Well, I like, before I have you share how people can connect with you, I like asking all my guests what I call my $1 million question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So KJ, what is an empowered woman to you?
I think it's being comfortable in who you are and owning it without apology in every single room you step into. I think that's what it means for me.
Oh, short and sweet. I love it. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for the pep talks. And I know there's more coming up in the book, which I'm excited about. How can people connect with you?
You can find me on my website, hearsaypr.com, or you can chat with me on Instagram. I love a good DM session. It's KJ Blattenbauer.
Amazing. Well, I'll have all of that in the show notes. It's going to be some juicy, packed with information show notes between the book and the resources, all of that. And I'm excited for people to connect with you and get their PR going. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.